What's up, y'all? Happy Wednesday. Welcome to a new edition of Transcending the Culture. I am one half of the dynamic duo. It's your boy, James, and I am here with the queen of it all, Cat Queen. What's happening, Cat Queen?
Yeah.
I was waiting on you to do that.
I don't know. I'm really feeling hump day today. I don't know if it's some energy or maybe our show we did last night, but I'm really feeling it. I'm feeling really
I am.
Eartha Kitt, really. I don't know. I'm just feeling real into myself today. I don't know what it is. So I'm gonna give y'all all that energy, loving on yourself. Make sure y'all doing that.
Right. Listen, I don't know if that's how I'm feeling, but I am feeling good today. And, despite all of the little shenanigans that's been going on today. So, I've been having a little...
Oh, no.
Car is back in the shop. And I told you the engine light had been on. So I finally got the car to the shop today. They are working on it. And I'm waiting on the guy to text me any minute to tell me that the car is ready. Now, of course, I was like, oh, shit. How am I going to pick up the car? We got the show tonight, and the show going to be long. And by 9 o'clock, he ain't going to be... When I tell you your support system come through, I got somebody just waiting so they can go.
Okay. Look at you.
Life is good. God is good. The way I be hustling and trying to make that money and keep some money stacked to the side. It just was a blessing from God, because when I saw how much it was going to cost, I'm like, okay, I got the money. Let's do this.
Hardest working man in media, I tell y'all.
Listen, man, I am tired. I am tired. But I'm glad to be back with y'all tonight. Of course, we were with you yesterday. I want to send a big shout out to Matthew L.B. McCollum.
Yes.
For him yesterday. Again, many of you guys know Matthew from Abbott Elementary.
Beyond the Gates.
Yeah. Was he on Beyond the Gates?
Yes, he had. I think they said he had a small role.
Now, all the stuff that I knew that he was in, I don't remember. Oh, shut up! Listen, now, and you know, I'm a Beyond the Gates person. So, okay, so I'm gonna have to go back and actually check that out again too. And I've been trying to catch up anyway, but I've been trying to catch up anyway. But we got a new show of Soap Dish. That we break down Beyond the Gates every Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we have not done a show for a little bit, so we are back on this coming Sunday. Donnie Brooks, what's up?
Brooks in the building.
Listen, I appreciate y'all. Y'all in the comments already. Thank y'all. But again, we do have a new episode of Soap Dish coming up this coming Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We actually were supposed to get on with the actor who plays Ted yesterday. Keith Robinson. Keith D. Robinson. And while that did not work out yesterday, we are in the process of getting that rescheduled. So I don't know that it's going to happen before Sunday, but that is going to be coming up. And then we've reached out to a few of the other cast members to try and get them onto the platform as well. So it's a lot going on with that. A lot going on with UG Digital Podcasting and radio just in general. Several platforms here. Of course, Kat Got Your Tongue. And, she gives you a taste of that with every episode of Transcending the Culture. But coming back with more of that. See how she just sipped out that cup?
Listen, I'm going to be dropping the tea. And don't forget, after the interviews, we're going to do a little bit of Cat Got Your Tongue. We're going to be talking about everything Oscars and all the different hot topics in the media this week. It's a lot. And it's even things going on after the Oscars. So we're going to get into Michael B. Jordan, Timothy Chalamet, or what was they calling him? Toyota Chevrolet. We're gonna get into all of that. So
absolutely,
don't forget after the interviews to stay and make sure you drop the comments on anything you want us to talk about or any opinions you have on the Oscars.
Absolutely, and notice that she said interviews with an S, plural. We got two amazing guests.
Two hot interviews. I'm ready.
There it is. You said it. So listen, we are actually going to go ahead and get into that because we got to keep it rolling tonight since we got two amazing people with us who both have just amazing history, amazing catalog, amazing story, and it's going to be some talking going on tonight. So I hope you guys are ready. I hope you are energetic, and I hope you get into the comments, talk to our guests, make them feel welcome because listen, just like you are, they are now a part of the UGD family. So we got to make them feel welcome. Miss Tina, she gonna be bringing some coleslaw because we done already talked on the fact that she coming to the cookout and she ain't bringing no look, I was gonna say mashed potatoes.
No potato salad.
Potato salad.
Bring the drinks and the pies. That's
we
all
don't do no potato salad. I don't think y'all want him to do no potato salad. And I ain't even gonna tell you why because I know you know why. Y'all don't want no potato salad. So Miss Tina gonna make sure that she got the coleslaw on deck, and it ain't gonna be grandma's. She gonna get it together because
I cannot stand you, James.
But listen, we're gonna get back on track. Once again, I want to welcome you all to another powerful edition of Transcending the Culture, right here on UG Digital Podcasting and Radio, where conversations go beyond the surface and stories are told with purpose, authenticity, and impact. So once again, I am one half of the dynamic duo, James Johnson, and alongside, with my incredible co-host, Cat Queen, tonight we are sitting down with a dynamic voice who is making her way in her own lane. Our guest represents growth, resilience, and the kind of energy that reminds us of what it means to stand in your own truth. She is not just building a name, she is building a narrative, one that is rooted in purpose, passion, and evolution. We have got a lot to talk about with this guest who is getting ready to come up right now, but I want you all to stand up. Please put your hands together and help us to welcome the one and the only Dasia Gorbea. And I swear to God, I feel like I am saying it wrong. I hope she don't say it when we get her up here on the screen. So let's see. Let's go ahead and get her. Hello.
Hi.
Don't say it right.
James, I can't hear you. I can hear you, Kat, though.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can't hear you, James, though.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't hear you.
No, I can hear James. I don't know what's going on. Let me see. Sometimes we have those technical difficulties. Listen,
It's the technologies. Listen.
It's the technology. So he just introduced you. Could you please pronounce your name so that we get your name correct?
Yes, it's Dasia Gorbea.
Okay. Because I feel like James butchered that completely.
Oh, did he? Well, good thing I couldn't hear, so that's perfect.
So I'm just going to start off with you. Could you please just introduce yourself as an artist, and then we'll get into a little bit of some of the other things that you do.
Oh my gosh, yes. Oh, I can hear you now. Yay.
Perfect. Okay. I'm like, yes. Oh my God, I done did it again. I'm
sorry. But no, as I was saying, I'm Dasia Gorbea.
I said it wrong. I am so sorry.
What did you say? Hold on, because I couldn't hear you.
I'm not even going to tell you. I'm not even going to tell you because you didn't hear me. Thank you, Jesus. Okay.
He knew what he was doing.
Right.
Go ahead. That was God working for me. That you came in and said, I can't hear you. I can't. I'm like, thank you.
No, but my name is Dasia Gorbea, and I am a new and upcoming gospel artist. So this is a new space because, as you guys know, I've been flying since 2015, so a long time. So me stepping into this space, especially in the gospel genre, is certainly new for me. But yes, that is me as an artist.
Okay. Since you started out, Kat, I'll let you go ahead and keep going, and then I'll jump in after.
It's so interesting to hear of a singer and someone that also flies, a pilot. It's like you trying to uplift us in all ways, sis. Like you just taking us there, huh? So can you explain to people a little bit about you flying?
Uh-oh.
I think we're having some issues with the sound. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. But you're frozen. Your face is frozen. But the last thing that I heard was you flying. Oh, you're back good. You're back good now.
Okay, listen. We're gonna get through this together, y'all. I promise.
That's right.
Dasia, could you turn your volume down just a little bit? I'm getting some feedback.
How's that?
Okay, perfect. Okay, so I just asked just a little bit about your background as a pilot and how you got into that.
Yeah, so I actually graduated North Carolina A&T with a degree in political science.
Ooh.
I always wanted to be a lawyer. Well, actually, I always wanted to be a singer. But as I started growing up, I was like, well, maybe I want to be a lawyer, which is why I have that degree. And when I graduated, I was like, well, I kind of want to give the music thing a try
Mhm.
before I start studying for the bar and trying to get into law school and doing all those things. And I had this obsession wanting to live in Atlanta. So my mom was like, "You need a job." So she found me my first flight attendant job. I moved to Atlanta. The singing thing back then didn't work out, but I was a flight attendant, and then well, it was yeah, maybe like a year or two, and then I decided to go into the military. And when I got out of training, is when my family, specifically my mom, encouraged me to go to pilot school, and I was like, okay. So I went into flight school, and back in 2015, and got all my ratings, got the hours, and now I'm at a major airline on the 737.
Oh wow. When he was about to bring you up, I was like, yes, like that's my girl. It's just something about people that have a military background, and it seems like you guys know how to really attack your dreams. Like you know how to really go after that. Do you think that um you being in the military really helped you prepare for pursuing your singing career where you are now?
Absolutely. I definitely do think that it has had it has played a part in that. The military, they give you a lot of structure, and how I've been able to be successful, thank you Lord, is because I implement a lot of structure in my life. So the same type of structure that I learned and gained in the military, I took that through flight school, and now I'm just kind of like moving it along to the artistry side. I thrive in structure, so that's kind of how they helped me with that.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Mhm.
James, if you remember, we met a Black female pilot that I
Yeah.
believe moved from Atlanta, and she came to when I was hosting the Paint and Sip. Her
Uh-huh.
name is Ebony, and she does producing, she does some film and some acting. I think it's so interesting that we have a lot of Black women pilots. Like it's just like emerging. Like it's like I'm just like I've it's so out of the ordinary, but it shouldn't be. I don't know why it's something that people don't normally go into. Um what is it like when you're flying? Because I know that sometimes when I'm flying, it feels like I'm close to God. Like I feel like that sometimes is like the closest thing that you can get to the heavens on earth. Like I know sometimes when I'm flying, I always try to give me a window seat. Don't want nobody next to
Listen,
me.
yes.
I'm one of those people. No matter how many times I'm flying, that little curtain's not coming down. I'm looking the whole time. I love how the clouds look. I used to be obsessed with like the different types of clouds. So like I'm sitting there, you know. It's a freeing experience, and also it can be a little scary because I know one time I was high up at the hospital and I woke up and they had the windows open. I said, "Mama, am I dead?
Oh, oh,
Mama,
not.
mama, mama, am I still here? Did they take me to the upper room?" But it's something about that experience in the sky. So, did that time give you those feelings? Did it make you feel closer to God? Did it inspire some of your music?
Absolutely. Every time I step on the aircraft, I it just reminds me of like how much of a blessing being in this position is, and what God has given me to steward over. And then you add in being at 37,000 feet in the air, and
Mhm.
able to see the vastness of everything. It really paints a bigger picture, just from what we're able to see on a normal daily basis. So with that, it just really builds up a lot of gratitude within me. So yes, I'm like you. I'm like, yes, Lord. Look, ooh,
Yeah,
look at that cloud over there. That's
this
big. Hallelujah.
oh, hallelujah. I'm telling you, it's nothing like it. And it makes you feel so small yet so big because
Mhm.
it's like look at this world. This was made just for us. Like, how blessed are we
Right.
to see these things? Like, sometimes I'm in another city and I just look up and I'm just like looking at the sun and the trees, and I'm just so thankful that I'm here in this place and it's so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk a little bit about what your faith means to you and what you're trying to get across in your music with that?
Absolutely. My faith means everything to me. It's what grounds me. It's what it gives me my sense of purpose, which like just it molds everything about me and everything that I have going on. As far as like my music is concerned, this, like I said before, this is a new space, stepping into gospel music and everything. And
Mhm.
a few years ago, I had a life changing experience where I broke my foot, and the Lord sat me
Been there.
down. Yeah, you know I'm playing. He sat me
He
all
sat
the way
me
down.
down.
He was
He said,
like,
"You
"Girl."
ain't doing none of that no more. Stop."
Right. And during that time, he was like, well, prior to that, I would be like, Jesus this and Jesus that. And then during that time where he sat me down, he was like, listen here, girl, you saying this, but we not really here. So in that time,
Yeah.
he built my foundation. He rebuilt my foundation. He
Mhm.
actually gave me and confirmed my purpose during that time. And he gave me the title of my album, Intended Use Only, because one of the questions that I
Mm.
had in prayer one day was like, why does nothing ever work out in the music area in my life? You've given me this gift. He's like, because girl, you're not using it for how I intended it to be
Mhm.
used. And I was
Yes.
like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So the message that I would like to, put out to the world, what I believe that God is creating through me, is that when you give your yes and you surrender to God and you give up your plans and you give up your desires and start getting in alignment with him and what he wants for
Mhm.
your life, then he will do the unthinkable, do the imaginable. Like I just it makes me emotional because it's like
Mhm.
never in a million years would I have thought that I would be in this position doing this, being a pilot, and then now being the
Mhm.
gospel artist. So and then he also gives us, each and every one of us, gifts and talents to steward over. And it's
Mhm.
up to us if we want to use those gifts for how he has always intended them to be used.
Right.
Wow. It's funny how you worded that and you say steward over. A lot of people forget the works that you do in everyday life can be ministry, can help people, can share your story, can share your testimony. It's so funny because I actually went out to dinner with my best friend on Saturday and saw like a lot of her family members, and someone came up to me and said, "I have a message from God for you." And he told me, walk with him, do what you know that he wants you to do, and you will get everything that you have been fighting for. Like, you will have everything. You won't have to worry anymore. And I was just like, I'm about to break down this restaurant. Like, girl, why did you why
Mm,
did you tell me
mhm,
that? But it definitely just shows you have to use those gifts. He didn't give you those gifts for any reason. You
exactly.
really need to use it for him, and that really opens up the next door for you. So I definitely can connect with your story in that way. So thank you so much for sharing with me. And I'm going to pass it over to James.
Absolutely.
So I would like to know, because kind of going back to like early childhood and then, obviously coming into the adolescent years, you were saying that you always wanted to be a singer. You always wanted to do music. And then you said that, at some point down the line, your mom suggested, okay, you should go to pilot school. How did that come
Mhm.
about? Like, was there always a love, as well for flying, or like, how did your mom kind of know that, okay, this is what you should do?
So yes, I always have wanted to be a singer. I was always that child. And my mom would be like, Deja sing, Deja sing, Deja sing. And I'll be like, I'll start singing some Mary J. Blige, talk about some sitting here wondering why you don't love me. So then when I went to college, I wanted we wanted like a more concrete plan as far as like, education and, trying to make money in that type of way, which is why I got my degree in political science in order to become a lawyer. So flying was actually never on the radar for me. One day my mom had to go like on a flight somewhere. I can't even remember where it was, but she was looking at the flight attendant and she was like, you know what, Dasia could do this.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how that whole aviation thing sparked up. There's nobody in my family's in aviation. I didn't have any friends at the time in aviation. I'm the first pilot in my family. So yeah, it literally was just my mom was flying on the plane one day. She looked at the flight attendant. She was like, Dasia could do this. And that's how that transpired.
So what was your thought like when she, obviously recommended that for you? Were you like, what? A pilot? I don't want to be no pilot. Or like, what was your thought on it?
Well, the pilot thing came after I was actually initially exposed as a flight attendant. So I would see them and I'd be like, hey, I ain't doing nothing up there, but just pushing a whole bunch of buttons. Obviously, it's more than that, but I was exposed to it through that. So that way, when my mother first, there goes my son barking, sorry. So that way, so when my mom like introduced the idea of, oh, maybe you should do flight school. At first I was hesitant because I was like, well, I don't know. But then, I kind of took from those experiences of me being a flight attendant and working so closely with the pilots. And I was like, well, maybe this is something, that I could do. And it's like the next logical progression for me in my career.
Now, I think it's really amazing. I would love to know, and I'm sure that there's people who are on the live or who are watching who would love to know, like, what are some of the, I would say, like some of the difficulties that you experienced along the way with, being a flight attendant? And I ask that just because, of course, we're starting to see so many more women who are now pilots and, who are doing this and doing their damn thing with it. But I would imagine that it has to be hard, and there have to be things that are kind of in place that maybe theoretically should not be, and ways that women are treated kind of different from men who are pilots and whatnot. I would love for you to kind of expound on that a little bit.
Yes, so I would say what the difficult part for me when I was coming up in flight school was getting money for training, and then also not having community. Not sure if you guys know the statistic, but within the United States, there's less than 1% of African American women that fly professionally. So the community is I was not exposed to, like I said, I didn't know anybody in the aviation industry initially. So having people to relate to or like just talk to about, a bad day that I was having or some type of concept that I needed help with and that I would feel comfortable with that looked like me. I didn't have that initially. Now there are, a lot of organizations geared towards providing that type of support. So those, I would say that those were some of the things that I had struggled with, not having the community and then having to take out all these loans.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, kind of over time, like, how has that changed for you in terms of like having that community now, and people who you can go to and talk to, and
Yeah, no, it's changed tremendously. I'm actually part of an organization called Sisters of the Skies, and our main focus is getting minority women into flying into the aviation fields, being a pilot, ATC, mostly being a pilot, but just exposing minority women to the field of aviation.
I love that. I love that. Because at one point, I'm sure years ago, you would see so many pilots and none of them were Black. You didn't necessarily see any African American pilots and whatnot. And then of course you started seeing many more, and now you're starting to see women who are pilots. I think it's beautiful. I think it is beautiful. How have you been able to deal, and I'll say more so in the past, kind of with, I guess, the pivot of life and kind of not knowing which direction you wanted to go? Like, how were you able to kind of kind of remain focused in terms of finding where you really should be?
Well, that's actually a great question. I'd say like when I graduated college, I had an idea of what I wanted to do, kind of, but I still wanted to explore other options. So where the whole focus and all that stuff came into play is when I went into training for the military. It really helped me to, like I said earlier, just get that structure,
Mhm.
and know and learn how to implement structure in my life. So that has really helped me. What else was what was the rest of your question?
That really was it, and I
Okay.
love the fact that you have now spoken on structure more than once, and like it is so important to have that structure, especially when you're trying to plan things and plan the next steps. And I think that is beautiful. I see some comments down there too. A true fly girl. I love that.
Thank you.
Where do you feel, and we're definitely going to get over to your music as well, but where do you feel in terms of being a pilot? Like, what would be the next step for you, or the next move, or what do you feel like you want to do from this point now that you have, accomplished, becoming a pilot?
Yes. So I think we're about to lead into it. It's the music aspect. For professional pilot career path, everyone's goal, for the most part, I mean, there are people who have different goals, but for the most part, is getting to a major airline, which I've been blessed to be able to do. So for me, as far as flying, on the aviation side, is just continuing to fly
Yeah.
and build my experience being a pilot, 737, first officer on the 737, and then eventually upgrading to captain. But a lot of my focus and talents that didn't really get the attention that they should have gotten, or I wasn't exercising in the way I should have been. As I was going through flight school and building the time, the singing part of me, this is what I want to focus on now. And this is, me stepping in here with the music. So,
Now, I think it's great, and what it also does, outside of just being motivational, encouraging, inspiring. I think that you are showing people and proving that you don't have to do just one thing in your life. Like, I think once upon a time, people had a job and that was it. They had that one job and that was it. And now you find people, they have two jobs, three jobs, five jobs, seven jobs, and different streams of income. And you can be, I guess, in a sense, as they say, all over the place. But you can be really organized with it, and again, have that structure and be able to accomplish multiple things at one time. So, bravo to you.
thank
Bravo, for
you.
sure. Sounds like me.
Yeah,
You said a thousand jobs, honey.
right.
Listen.
I
I
mean,
just
it's just
listen.
like, it's just like with me having, the media company, and we have
Hmm.
the digital well, we have a couple digital magazines, and then we have
Hmm.
the internet radio station, we have a podcast network, we have a PR firm. I'm writing a couple books now, and it's a lot of stuff that we are accomplishing. Some things that we never even thought that we would necessarily be doing. She's on the comedy side now, and she's been doing shows,
Absolutely.
and
Hmm.
she is modeling now. And there's a number of things that she is accomplishing
Thank
on her
you.
side that started after we started doing the podcast network, and they were things that she always wanted to do.
Always wanted to do. It's like I saw something on TikTok that said like we're all really that middle school loser. That's who we really are. Like that loser in middle school that had all these, hobbies and dreams and things. It's like we always circle back to that. Like no matter what, I feel like that
Yeah,
childhood person that said, this is what I want to do, this is who I want to be. I feel like we grow through all the BS and be like, wait a minute, I knew who I was the whole time. I knew what I wanted to do. And I love
Mhm.
that nowadays I feel like there is no age limit on what you want to do. There is nothing stopping you. You can do it independently, like me and James. You can do it through social media. It's nothing stopping you. So let all three of us be a testament that if you want to do it, just do it. Just start, just
yeah,
start. You literally just have to start. And it's just really is inspiring to be around people like yourself that
yeah.
inspire me as well.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Yes, and I'm inspired to be amongst y'all too. So y'all are doing big things as well.
Listen, we appreciate that.
Thank
We
you.
are, and it's interesting because obviously we're on the independent side, so we don't you know not even necessarily about the accolades or anything, but it's a lot more difficult to get things out there to a lot of people when you're on the independent side. But I wouldn't have it any other way. Like, I love just having that freedom with your content and knowing what you want to put out there and not having to answer to somebody else or be told who you can talk to, who you can't talk to, and like all of that stuff. I absolutely love the independent side. And then you see, a lot more people now when they get fired from these networks, they are going independent and starting to do and doing, a million times better on their own than they're doing, a lot of these major companies. So I think that's amazing. But I think it's time for us to slide over to the music now. Kat, pass it on off to you.
So could you describe your sound? Like, if I was someone that this is my first time, I want to get some gospel music and I choose your music, what does it sound like? How does it make me feel? What message are you trying to get across?
So I am a 90s baby. I grew up on Mary J. I grew up on Faith Evans, all of them. So I would describe my sound as like a New York 90s ish kind of sound. Is what I'm going for. So I love that period of music. So yeah.
That is so interesting because I feel like, especially like me, like the 90s babies, the millennials, we're looking for familiarity with our gospel music. It isn't like my mama, she'd be in the kitchen.
Hey.
She one of them. So it's just interesting that it's like I want that vibe. I want that vibe, but don't necessarily want those certain messages. So it's very interesting that you say that. Who are some of your favorite gospel artists or some people that have inspired you in your sound?
I love Mary. CC Winans, Kirk Franklin. I mean, who doesn't love Kirk Franklin? Like,
yes.
Corinne Hawthorne's awesome. I think she's beautiful. I think she has a great voice as well. And I will have to say those like growing up, I wasn't really in the church like that, so I didn't really grow up on a lot of gospel music. So stepping into this space, I'm kind of discovering like all these new awesome people. I'm like, oh my gosh, they've been here this whole time.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But sometimes it's nice because it's like you get to explore. Everything is new, So I definitely come from that because I feel like there were some I grew up kind of in the church, but I just didn't necessarily gravitate to that type of music. So it's nice to kind of go back and discover these artists and say, hey, oh, okay, they have this song. Like, I love to go through a album that has like one popular single and go through and listen to all especially a lot of the Kirk Franklin albums. I'm like, oh man, that Imagine Me song, listen, play that and I get to crying. Okay, I'm ready to listen. I'm laying down everything, Lord. I need to be forgiven because that song right there is something that really brings a lot of emotions out of me. What is one of your favorite songs that is your song that you love to perform that brings a lot of emotions out of you?
Well, I just started perform. I performed my first song a few weeks ago out in Vegas, but it's the one that's actually my single. It's called Hindsight. That one is it's one of my favorite songs on the album, and it's what I've been performing. So it talks about how, like, in certain seasons of my life, even when I wasn't rocking with God had His hand on me, protecting me from dangers seen and unseen.
Oh,
and so that brings out a lot of emotions. I'm not sure if you guys have been able to watch. I actually have a music video for it, but the music video is based on a true story. What happened to me? I was in Atlanta. We was coming from Waffle House. I got into it.
Of course.
We was lit.
Every time I go to Atlanta, my first stop when I leave the airport is Waffle House. So
It's just something about the grease.
It's something about the grease. You need
long,
that. You need it. Okay, so you said you were leaving Waffle House, and what happened?
So I actually got into a little argument with this man over something so stupid. A man that I didn't know, by the way. And so he leaves, and maybe 20, 30 minutes later, I leave, and I'm driving home. And I get home, and it's about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, oh wow, there's no parking spots for me to park in. And something was just like, go to the right. And I went to the right, and behind this huge truck, there was like the last parking spot in the parking lot. If I wouldn't have parked there, I would have had to park all the way in the back with no lights, no cameras, no nothing. Go upstairs, come back down the next day. The windows on my car are bashed in. I'm like, who could have done this to me? Like, oh my gosh, like what happened?
Oh my God.
So
Like,
what happened? So come to find out, we look at the video footage. The man left that I got into an argument with, left, went and got a friend, came back to the Waffle House, waited for me to leave, followed me all the way home. And as I was pulling into the parking lot, going to the right, where I now know was the Holy Spirit telling me to go to the right, on the video footage, you could see him coming right behind me, coming into the gate. And as I was walking into the building, he had made a U-turn and was literally looking at me walk into my building. And that was like the danger scene, and because I literally had no idea. I was having the time of my life. And God was protecting me, and he had his hand on me through that whole experience. And there's no telling what would have happened if I wouldn't have listened to that voice, that still small voice telling me to go to the right. So
wow, that is an amazing story. You literally don't know, and it's so dangerous nowadays. Especially being a woman. Like, I feel like sometimes people think we are the perfect victim, or they can, do things to us. So it's wonderful that you listen to that discernment. I know sometimes I don't, and I get in horrible situations. Like whenever I'm like, oh, it'll be okay, or and that little voice is telling you, don't go there, don't do that. So I love that you are portraying that message in your single. James?
I love hindsight. Just listening to, first of all, it almost kind of sounds like an old school song, like an old school soul song, if you will. I don't want to say like a Diana Ross, but just, I think just the music behind it, like it doesn't sound like your traditional gospel. And I was going to actually ask you, did you come up on traditional gospel? But I know that you said that you weren't really like into like the gospel scene. How did you really determine what you wanted your sound to be, as you were putting music together for the first time?
Well, I just, like I mentioned earlier, I really just like love 90s and early 2000s music. So when I was picking the beats, like whatever spoke to my spirit, like I went on BeatStars, found a beat maker that I really, really enjoyed. And I just went through his list, and like whatever song that spoke to my spirit and kind of brought me back to a place where I was like in my childhood, that I was like, oh my gosh, like this makes me feel like this, and this brings back this memory. That's how I picked my songs.
I love it. I need people like you, and like the Kirk Franklins that you mentioned Kirk Franklin, and you mentioned Mary, and I mean there's so many people out there on the gospel scene, I'll say in today's gospel world. And like I, for one, like I love gospel music, but I think I love more of like the new age gospel music when you think of like the Kirk Franklins and Mary Marys. And I have never been one who could do like the traditional gospel, like the Shirley Caesars and the mass choir, Mississippi mass choirs, and like all of those people. And listen, amazing in their right. Like they did amazing, but it never grabbed me. It just never grabbed me. But then when you have like artists like yourself, and like you mentioned the Mary J. Bliges, of course, and the Faith Evans, who is like my all-time.
That's James. Listen,
you like you some
favorite. Love.
I had to put my head down, because I'm like, if I could marry Faith Evans today, I would marry Faith Evans right now over Jill Scott. I
and he loves you, so that's saying something. I'm telling
but
you.
I really just say all of that because I can kind of hear not necessarily them in your music, but it's more of that style, and it's something that grabs you. And then with hindsight, you're talking about, how, I may have strayed, or I may have gone astray, or I may have done this, but you were still there for me, and you still were in my space to make sure that I was good and to protect me and that sort of thing. Like I love this song.
Thank you.
Talk a little bit more about, the others. I'll say the other songs that you have created outside of hindsight.
Yes, so I guess like my next favorite song would be Try Me. And that song is just about like you falling down and messing up essentially, and then asking God to like forgive you and to try you and try me again. And that has
Yeah.
like a really kind of like New Yorky kind of feel. But a lot of the songs on the album are a result of like some of my journal entries, things that I was actually going through. So it has like a lot, some of them have like my prayers in them that I'm singing. And so it's really, really a reflection of where I am now and the work that God has done through me with
Right.
this music.
I think it's an amazing project. 7 songs. You got like 4 interludes. To me, those are usually the best albums. When you think of some of our greats out here, and not even just on the gospel side, but even R&B, soul. You think of like the D'Angelo's, his first album, 10 songs, and it's like every song on there is a banger, and it's just about like with your project, everything on here is like it's relatable. It's something that hits our lives and hits our spirits and our souls, where it's just like I get that, and that makes sense to me. And like I think it's amazing. I think that you did an amazing job with it. And then just when you talk about the process of putting your project together, you said, okay, I went on here, I went to BeatStars, and I found that it's amazing what you can kind of do on your own on the independent side. Like you don't need a major label and all these people out here to do all of this stuff. It's like you can pull a lot of this stuff together yourself and make an amazing project, which I think that you absolutely did. So kudos to you again. Congratulations on this project. I think that you've done an amazing job with it. Like, what is, I guess, like next steps now? Like, are you doing shows? Are you touring? Like, where are things at with you, right now?
No, so first I wanted to say thank you so much for the feedback. It's really good to hear that people are, loving it.
And it's hard, and I, not to cut you off, but
oh no, you're good.
I said all of that because it's hard to get genuine feedback from people anymore. Like even when you look at a lot of the reviews and stuff in different publications and magazines and a lot of stuff, like a lot of people have paid for these reviews, and it's not like anything like that is from the heart. Like I am a music person, so like I love good music. I love a good album. I love something that I could put on my playlist, which when I tell you this is going on the playlist, and Kat will tell you I got probably about, how many songs I got on that playlist, Kat?
Infinite playlist. I'm telling you, James has it all. It'll go from everything. You got some feedback in the comments. Creature Hill says, "So love, try me."
Thank you.
She taps into my soul, like sis.
Thank you, sis. I appreciate you.
No, I tell people dope all the time, but I think it's really dope because we don't have a lot of artists out there anymore who just love it. Like they just love the music that they're doing. And like a lot of people are just doing it for the check, and to try to get a check and for the sales and that piece of it. And like what listening to your songs on here, like it speaks to us that like this is my love, this is my passion. Like I love this.
This is my purpose. It's my purpose.
Yeah, period.
Yeah.
And like all day long. When I tell you that exudes from this project, like it's no question. Like when I tell you that this is a solid project with seven tracks, 4 interludes, like this is solid. Like I wouldn't be able to find one person who would listen to this and be like, it's okay. Like, I think it definitely speaks to you. And then when you hear of, the people who inspires you musically, it only makes sense. So I just say kudos to you. Congratulations on this project, because a lot of people can't, especially independent, a lot of people can't pull it off on a first project.
At
Like,
all.
I think it's amazing.
And I just also want to jump in there and say that I have to add to what you're saying as well. There is a lot of stuff that you can do independently, but I have to say I have had a lot of help. And then just adding to that whole thing, when God first told me to do this, I was like, are you sure? Like, how is this gonna happen? Like, how is this gonna happen? But once I listened to him and took that first step, he just started opening doors. He started putting people in my life, divine connections, divine collaborations. So I'd like to add that when you give God your yes and you surrender your plans and you look to him and seek him, he will add all of these things unto you. He will give you your next steps, but you just got to keep him at the focus.
Period. Listen, we get people who jump on and off of the podcast, and like we see the numbers, they go up, they go down, they go up, they go down. It's like it just kind of jumps all through, the hour or two that we are online. When I tell you that I'm seeing the most number of people on this podcast right now at one given moment, like, you are needed for this. Like, your spirit, your spirit speaks to it all. And I know that has a great deal to do with why you are so successful out here as an independent. And I'm glad that you clarified and you added to the comments that I made, because I never want to make it seem like, even as an independent, like you don't have help or anything, because it's a lot of people who are instrumental in that process. Shout out to Courtney Benjamin too, because like,
yes, Courtney.
Listen, he sent
my
you
manager.
Shout out to Ron Leffert, because Ron Leffert is the one who even put the bug in my ear about you.
Wow, thank you.
I think it's amazing. And when you have people who are not necessarily part of your team, but they are speaking for you and saying, hey, you should have this person on your show, like, you are definitely making some moves out here, and you are inspiring people and motivating people, and they see who you are, and they see your purpose, and they see what you're doing, and they see what God is doing for you too. So I love it.
God is moving. Listen, moving your name through rooms you're not even in. And it's so funny because this comment got me dying. Carisha said, "Pass the collection plate now." Preach, sis, preach. So definitely your message is definitely getting across to all our transcenders out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's great.
So I know I talked about shows and that sort of thing. Where are you in terms of that? Or will we be seeing you kind of making moves around and doing shows in different cities?
Yes, so that is actually the next thing that I am focused on. Courtney, who's my manager, we are going to be putting together a performance video, and then hopefully an actual showcase for me. I haven't had an album release party, and I dropped my album in October, so I don't know like what the time frame is on that, like to have an album release party, but yes, we definitely are going to be planning to do like a little showcase, and then hopefully touring. So
well, listen, Courtney, we need you to get her here to Cleveland. We need you to get her here to Cleveland, or at least invite us to the showcase if the showcase is going on. Don't think that because we in Cleveland that we can't make it out to where the showcase is.
That's not that far. That can't be that far. That's not that far, is it? How far are y'all from Detroit? What's the drive?
Are you in Detroit?
I say, listen.
I'm thinking you were, because you kept talking about Atlanta. I'm thinking you were still in Atlanta.
Oh, so no. I'm in Detroit.
Listen, Detroit ain't 2.5 hours away.
We be in Detroit now. I tell you
right.
that much.
Detroit ain't but 2.5 hours away. We could get.
To see, okay, all right. Y'all got front row seats at the showcase.
Yeah, I was actually supposed to be in Detroit this past Saturday, so Detroit ain't but a hop, skip, and a jump away. Like, we can absolutely come to Detroit. So, all right, Court, listen, man, get us on the list when we try to come. But now, I am tremendously grateful to you for coming onto the platform. Again, you are now UGD family. We absolutely want to get you on here. I say this to you. I say it to Courtney. Ron already knows. Like, ain't no red tape. or nothing with us. If you need to get on, all you gotta do is send me an email or a text message or something and just say, hey, we trying to get on, and it's done. So
thank you.
have you back on the platform, you know, at your convenience, and when you feel like it's necessary and you need to get back on there, we definitely want to have you here on the platform again, or any of our other platforms as well. So you just keep up with us. We absolutely will be keeping up with you. But my last question, is there anything that you really want to get across as you are doing interviews and, you know, talking to the audience and whatnot, the different audiences?
No, I think I've kind of hit on it. It's just really, you know, making God gives you gifts and talents to steward over.
Absolutely.
Steward over how, and it's up to you how you want to steward over them. And then, you know, giving God your full surrender, your full yes, and he will take you to sights unseen. He will do things in your life that you would never even imagine. I'm literally living testimony to that statement. So I think that is the main thing that I like to communicate over to people who watch any interview that I'm doing.
Okay. Well, listen, I love it.
And then stream the music, please.
Absolutely. I stream through Apple Music, so I've already downloaded it from Apple Music, but I love it. I appreciate you for coming on the platform. We always want to bring, you know, different artists here as much as we can. So, you know, once again, we absolutely would love to have you back again at your convenience, when you feel like it's necessary. Or we'll reach out to you and say, hey, come on. But that's all I got. You got anything else, Kat?
I just wanted to get some of these comments. We have one from my mother. She said, "You are such an inspiration to me, and apparently my daughters too, because my sister was on here as well." So, and that's
Thank you,
coming
Mrs.
from.
Kathy.
Yes, Mama Cat is a minister herself. Like she runs a lot of women's ministry. My sister, actually, Carisha, she just graduated with her ministry degree, and then my other sister Katia is also she doesn't even curse. Like she has made up curse words. You know, because she is very like into her relationship with God. She's been like that since we were a kid, and she is out in LA right now, doing auditions and different things. So sending lots of love and sending just God, listen to me. Bless all my sisters, bless all my family. And you are now family as well. I know James told you, because you know we're cousins. So you are now part of our UGD family. So listen, figure out what side you bring into the family reunion, and we got you, okay?
I can bring a dessert. Listen, I just learned how to make banana pudding. It's the good kind too.
Yes.
Say no more. Listen, that might beat out the coleslaw.
Our next guest got some competition. Hold on now. Just wait on it. We gonna do a taste test at the family reunion and see who got the best dish. Okay.
Listen, I am a former fat boy, so I will take the coleslaw and I will take the banana pudding. So it's all good.
Yeah.
Y'all are not in competition. I want both of them.
It's hilarious.
Nah, but I thank you so much. You know, for coming onto the platform. We absolutely will have you back on again. But you have an amazing evening, and listen, keep making this beautiful music, because I think that this album is amazing. So
wait, I did want you to shout out your social media and how people can find you.
Oh yes, thank you, because I would have got off of here and forgot that. And that's important.
Yes, that's important. How can we find your music, and how can we find you?
So yes, on all social media platforms, it's just my first name dot my last name. So it's Dasia.Gorbea, which is my last name, Gorbea. And then on Apple Music and all, you know, other major streaming platforms, it's just Dasia Gorbea. You can look me up, and I'll be there. I'm on YouTube as well. So that's how you find me, honey.
Listen, clearly, when I get excited about the guests, I forget to ask those kind of questions. So that's why, you know, my cousin Kat, she's got a lot of the structure too, so she keeps it on track, because I forget.
It's okay. I got you, cuz.
But thank you so much, though.
Thank you so much.
Thank y'all. Bye.
You have a good night.
You too.
Listen, y'all. Listen, this is super exciting. I just wanna give a special shout out to all of y'all in the comments and to everybody who is on this live, because listen, this is what happens. When you build organically and you build over time, and it's like week by week by week, you are looking at the numbers, and we got so many people who are on the live right now between Facebook and between YouTube, and we are tremendously grateful for y'all. Cousin Kathy, thank you so much.
Yeah, one thing she gonna be here.
Unbreakable.
We got a lot. Listen, we got a lot of our transcenders on here. Thank you
and there's
guys
a lot of
so
regulars
much
on here too. It's a lot of regulars here, but we got a lot of new people too. And I'm just looking at these comments. I'm super grateful and appreciative to everybody who is in here. Ron Leffert, thank you so much. Courtney Benjamin, thank you so much.
Always.
So yeah, Ready Red. I appreciate y'all. I really do. Like this is love and this is passion. So know that we are doing this because we love it. We love what we're doing. Linda Russo, thank you so much. Charmaine, thank you so much. Like we seeing people on here that we see every show, which I think is super amazing. So listen, that's not all. We are not done yet because we got another amazing guest with us tonight. I know that we was gonna have her on about 15 minutes ago, but listen, we ready.
We ready.
Listen, I lost my train of thought.
Listen, twin. I told you, twin. Where have you been? I'll be on that too, cuz. So let's get our next guest up here. Who do we have up next, James?
We have an amazing talent. Give me 1 second. I wanna let me see.
Nobody loves me.
Yeah, sing to it. Sing to
it. Nobody won't love me. Listen, me and James been on the same accord. Listen, we've been a mess. Life been lifing. We've been having brain fog. I don't know what's going on, but listen, we here. I'm feeling good. I told you today. When we started the show, I was dancing. You ain't see me dancing. Comment down below if y'all miss Soul Train. I miss a good Soul Train with Rosie Perez used to be.
Right.
Pop it. I'm in that kind of mood. I miss that kind of dancing. I miss Shamar Moore.
I'm not gonna do the Don Cornelius. I'm not, but I'm
yes. Yeah, you be Don and listen. I be one of them girls coming down.
I know I'm not the only one that used to wiggle like that damn train on the intro. Like, you're not gonna tell me I'm the only one. You are not gonna tell me I'm the only one.
Yeah, so I have been in that mood. I've been in a hyper dancing type of mood, guys. So yes, I miss Soul Train. Look, bring it back. James and be Don Cornelius. I'll be coming down the Soul Train line. Listen.
All right, so let me get my life together. We're gonna go on and keep it moving because it is now 8:12. So, ladies and gentlemen, listen, we appreciate you guys. If you had stepped away, welcome back to Transcending the Culture. We are the platform where the conversations go deeper, the stories matter, and purpose meets passion. Once again, I am one half of the dynamic duo. I am James. I'm here with my road dog, Cat Queen, the incredible Cat Queen. And today we are bringing you yet another voice that does not just sing. She ministers, she uplifts, and she inspires. Hailing from Greensboro, North Carolina. I'm going to get my language and my speech together, y'all. I'm a little excited. And now based in Charlotte, today's guest is a powerful gospel recording artist, songwriter, and vocal coach, just to name a few of the many things that she does. Her journey began at just 5 years old in the church, and it has grown into a purpose-driven career rooted in faith, resilience, and authenticity. Authenticity is the word of the night because we've been talking about authenticity tonight. Authentically James, if you follow me on Instagram. So listen, authenticity, that is everything with us tonight, and really with all our shows. From sharing stages with gospel greats like Karen Clark Sheard to lending her voice alongside Grammy-nominated artist Rudy Currents. She has carved her own lane in the independent gospel space. Independent. Listen, that's another word for tonight.
Another word.
Here tonight. And listen, I will always champion for the independent artists because I think that they do amazing, especially if it's what you love and you really put, your life and your heart into it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so many amazing things that you can do. But she has carved her own lane in the independent gospel space, delivering music that speaks directly to the heart and to the spirit with songs like Good News. Listen, I got the doctor writing today. Created and let me tell it. She continues to remind us that music can heal, it can restore, and it can testify all at the same time. But beyond music, she is a mentor, she's a vessel, and she is a woman walking boldly in her calling. So today we are not just talking about music, we are talking about purpose, we're talking about faith and the journey behind the voice. We're talking about life. Please help us to welcome to Transcending the Culture, the incredible, the incomparable Tina Ratliff. Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, yeah.
Listen, I don't even think thank you is enough. We are tremendously grateful to you for coming onto the platform. We are very meticulous about who we bring onto the platform. Like we handpick everybody ourselves, so it ain't just somebody call us and say, "Hey, can we have them on the show?" And we're like, "Okay, yeah, let's do it." We are really careful about who we bring on here because we have a purpose, we have a passion, and we have a purpose in terms of what we want to present to the culture. There are things that we want to see in the in our cultural space, and we don't always necessarily feel like things go in the right direction a lot. So we want to be a part of kind of building, what it really should look like and where it really should be. So you are a part of that. It's amazing to have you here on the platform because you're doing so many amazing things musically, and really outside of music, you're doing so many amazing things. So we're going to talk about it all today. So are you ready?
Okay. I've been backstage cracking up. The interview stage has been hilarious. I have loved it. I feel like I know her already. I can't wait to hopefully one day see her performing one day. Maybe we'll get a stage together one day. Who knows? Who knows? But I love her spirit.
When you speak it into existence, it's going to happen. It is absolutely going to happen. I want to give a shout out to Ron Leffert one more again because, of course, Ron is the one who hit me onto you. It's like I feel like I'll be under a rock half the time. So I start hearing about people and it's like, damn, where was I at? But listen, I appreciate Ron Leffert. Once again, I appreciate Courtney Benjamin. Shout out to you again and all the people who are here on the live. We got a lot of people in the building who are here.
I'm saying they Tina. That's all I see. That's all I see in the comments. Like, goodness, girl, you got the fans coming in tonight. Lord.
How y'all doing? I love y'all.
I think to start off, I really want you really just to get into letting everybody know who is Tina Ratliff.
Tina Ratliff is a woman of many hats. So I'm a wife, a mom, I'm an entrepreneur. So during the day, I have a childcare center. So I talk to toddlers and little people all day. Then I clock out and I come home and put on my other hat as wife and mommy and all the things. When I can schedule it, I do vocal mentoring and vocal coaching. I also am the praising leader, praising leader at my church. You name it, I'm doing it. I'm working with a nonprofit called Sister Circle or Community Circle International now. We just got our nonprofit solidified. We're so excited about it. So I think overall, like I'm a people person, I'm a giver, I'm a servant, and that probably serves the best.
Yeah. Now I think that's beautiful. When you think of all of the things that you do, where does balance come in at? Like how do you balance between all of that stuff and then being a mother, being a wife, Having those hats alone to wear, that of a mother and then that of a wife, and then you have this amazing career, like, musically, you are doing some amazing things out there, and then praise and worship lead, like you're doing a lot. How do you balance that and still remain sane?
Well, let me keep it a buck with you. It's hard. It is hard. What I learned to do is I try to do it all with a smile.
Yeah.
And I put through, but I have a circle around me that supports.
Yeah, and that's
which
so
is
important.
It's
so
necessary.
Important.
It is necessary.
Yeah.
You got to have a whole team.
I love that you say that, and it's just like when Dasia was up, a little while ago, and we were talking about her independent journey, and she made sure to clarify that there's so many people who help out in the background.
Oh yeah,
absolutely, super important.
Absolutely, it's super important from home to my community circle. Another nonprofit we have, the circle like this circle, like there's a lot of those ladies in here now, so they're the ones that kind of root me on. But it's super important, I feel like, to have a community around you. Absolutely. Because at the end of the day, I realize Tina can't do everything. I can't be everywhere. I can't do all the time for everybody, right?
Absolutely.
So it takes a village. So we do it together, even outside of my household. I feel like there are people that I do life with, and they help me balance. They really do. Like, I have drugged some of them along this journey with me without really asking. It's like, you ain't really want to be a part, but what I need is, and they clock in, like they show up, and it has been vital. It's been very instrumental. Couldn't do it any other way. I don't see any other way.
Yeah.
To do it without that.
It's so important who you have.
Yeah.
It's one thing for you to have a circle and to have a team, but it's ultra important who you have in that circle and who you have as a part of that team. So I think my next question is,
I think we done lost my good cousin James. Hold on, let me see what's going on. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on with James, so I'll go ahead and move on. So, hi, I'm Kat. I'm your new cousin Kat. So, can you please explain to our viewers a little bit about your sound and your music, just to introduce yourself as an artist?
Yeah, so I feel like Dasia and I are very similar in our styles, probably. I'm assuming, because I'm absolutely a Mary Mary fan. But I'll tell you, in my mind, when I was younger, I thought I was Yolanda Adams' twin. You couldn't tell me that the battle wasn't yours. Listen, you thought I sing it like I wrote it. So like, Yolanda Adams was definitely a huge inspiration to me. I used to try to mimic her a lot because I just love her style. Then Mary Mary came along, and they get different feel, right? A little outside of the box, a little different from what we were used to hearing. And I feel like it gave the okay. So it don't have to be just the Chicago Mass and the Mississippi Mass choir sound. We don't all have to sound like that, So I appreciate, what they brought to the world, really. But I would say those are, I probably have taken a little bit from each of them. But then, believe it or not, there's that old school that's in there too. So, because I did grow up on the Richard Smallwoods and the James Cleveland, so it's a good mix. I feel like I lean more toward contemporary gospel, but it ain't nothing like a good old hand clapping, foot stomping. Them songs, they move something in there. They be moving stuff. I'm just saying.
Yes. Could you turn your device volume down a little bit? I'm getting a tiny bit of feedback. Just want to make sure I can hear you correctly. But yes, I was saying that earlier. That's how my mom be in the kitchen with the dishes.
Yeah.
You know, she's one of those. And I like gospel in many different ways. Like gospel meets symphony. So they have a huge gospel choir. Can you guys hear me? Just make sure.
We can hear you, but you're frozen.
Okay. Them technical difficulties, I tell y'all, boy, it's something in the water tonight. Okay, there we go. But listen,
there's something going on in the wire in the night because I'm
listen. And we rebuking that.
It might be the devil. That's what I'm about to say. Listen,
we rebuke that.
Listen, the Lord kissed it and the devil missed it. So I ain't gonna even bother with that one.
Let me tweet that. Let me tweet that. Like that was good. Good.
That was listen. We ain't where we rebuke that in Jesus' name.
Yeah.
But they have the huge gospel choir and they have the symphony in front of them. And so they go through contemporary, they go through shouting, they go through everything, but they have so many instruments. They have the harpist and it's so beautiful to the point where it's like I brought my nephews with me and they stayed woke and they was in there tearing up because it's something it moves you. A lot of people try to discount gospel in the realm of the spirit. You know, some people just want to go to church, hear what they got to say, and go home. But when you go to a church and that music is bumping and you could feel it in your spirit, it's nothing like that. And my sister is my mom's a minister, my sister a minister, my other sister was the leader of the praise ministry. She's a dancer, a professional dancer. When I say when the move is going and my sister got the listen, I would be in there like, God, I feel you. I feel you. So can you explain how your relationship with God transcends into your music?
Absolutely. So for me, it is a feeling. Like, and I almost feel like if I'm ministering and I get to blank faces, I'm like, okay, I'm not connected. Like, what we missing something. We not connecting the dots here. So for me, it's always important. And so outside of gospel, side note, outside of gospel, I sing with party bands sometimes. So we do like corporate events, weddings, receptions, and things like that. For me, it does not matter what I'm singing, where I'm singing it. I leave it all on the stage because I want you to remember this moment. And so it is always important for me to connect with whoever I'm singing, to or ministering to. That is super important for me. So I feel like that is, I'm like, we can make this quick or we can make this short. I can be up here singing for about 5 minutes, or I'm about to be up here talking about blue in the face. Y'all got to get all this. You got to get all of this. But it's such a blessing to me. And I had this experience like a couple of months ago, and it was just beautiful. We were in church, and praising worship, and like we were done. We had done what we were supposed to do, what we were planning on singing. I'll say it like that. But then I looked up in the audience, and this brother that was in the audience was actually visiting, was in the audience, just tears just rolling, like not a lot of expression, but you could just see, right, that there was a move happening. I live for those moments. Like for me, that is what it's all about. If you ain't felt anything by the time I leave the stage, then I ain't heard from him and I ain't did what he told me to do. I'm short in stature, but I feel like I have a very big personality. And it's just so important to me for people to feel something when I'm singing. I don't care if I'm singing Shaka Khan. You're going to feel ain't nobody going to love you.
Don't get me started. Listen.
Sometimes I take you to church on it because I'm a church girl. That's who I am. It's in there. I can't put it down. That's who I am.
It's so funny how the gospel in the church will come out of nowhere. I'm telling you, my sister would be making up a hip hop dance, and then she'd get to doing. I'm like, girls, we at church, or are you trying to cry? Which one? You know, but you can't turn it off, and that's what we touched on that earlier. That is just our gifts, and he gives us those gifts for a reason, and it may not just be for you to be able to make money. It may be for you to minister to other people. And it's so important, and it's so interesting that there's so many people that are in the entertainment field that are bringing the word into that, you know. And it's nice that, you know, people are able to build these platforms to reach more people. You know, back in the day, it was ministry was, you know, go to door and visit churches, and you know, go to different communities, and go to different, you know, and teach like that. Now you can build a platform and be on social media and send out the word that way, and you can reach hundreds of thousands of people just by that. So it's really amazing. That's something that I know I probably talked about my sister 1,000 times today, but she's working in LA, and she's being an actress, and that is her ultimate goal. Is she wants to get to a point where she's able to share her story and her testimony, but she's building. It's like she says she feel like she was building the ark, like she building something for the people to save them, you know. And so it's listen, I'm over here like, oh, something is in me. Like it's I think this is a real transformative show tonight. And I just wanted to thank you for bringing that energy.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
So, Kat just talked, you know, a lot about, you know, essentially being a vessel, you know, being able to offer something back to, you know, other people who are also in this community of musicians and, you know, singers and songwriters and that sort of thing. What does that mean to you, you know, to be a vessel?
It's an honor for me, right? I feel like a lot of people have skills and talent. I treasure my gift, and I treat that as a gift. And I constantly thank God for entrusting me with the gift. So I don't take it lightly. I really don't. I feel like that is all of it for me. You know, it is my gift. It is my baby. Every song that I sing, every song that I write, you know, they're very close and dear to my heart. Because I feel like God could have given this talent to anybody, you know, right? And though I feel like, you know, what I do well, but I feel like there's so many other people out there with, you know, 1,000 times better. They're doing things, they're doing that. But I'm grateful that we're still all individuals, right? And I feel like we all have something to bring to the table. We all have a message to get across. And so I feel like the different genres, the different sounds, the different styles just add color to the world. So I love it.
God made us all to be different,
right.
You know, to really fulfill it. Now, I think that's beautiful. And I think that there's so many people, you know, who you motivate and who you inspire. But I would love for you to expound a bit up on who that motivation was for you. Like, you know, going back to your earlier years musically, you know, who were, you know, some of your earliest musical or spiritual influences?
So there were, you know, people like Yolanda Adams, like I mentioned. That was my go-to. I did a lot of studying of Donald Lawrence and his music, Richard Smallwood. But if I can be honest, outside of that, what was right in front of me was like my granny that played the piano, my auntie that played, and they sang. Like, we have our own little family choir. We get at any event, we don't care if it's a funeral or a birthday or anniversary or family reunion, we can put together. We've been singing together for years and pull it off. But it really, a lot of the inspiration came from my family. And, I just felt like, I think I learned at an early age, there's something that happened. There's a feeling that I get when I have this microphone, when I'm on stage, and I don't get it anywhere else, right? So that was my driving force, is that I wanna keep experiencing this, and then start getting back from people that, hey, we love what you're doing. There's an anointing on your life. And I used to kind of shy away when people would say that, because it just felt like a heavy weight, right? So, but I'm walking in that now, and I get it now. And I even feel like my ministry is totally different now because I'm walking in that. But it all started from being a kid at church. My granny would be up there. And when I tell you, Granny did not play, get up there and act like you don't want to sing this song. When I tell you, she shut it down. She shut the music down. She's like, in the middle of your performance. And you have a whole come to Jesus meeting right there on the floor. She said, you going to sing this song, you going to sing it right. When I tell you, I was up there singing for my life after that.
Listen,
she didn't play.
Ain't nothing worse than me singing Silent Night on Easter. My grandma was up there like,
that faith.
You're done. You're done. I hope you know.
You about to get it.
You getting it. Go straight to the restroom. Because why would you do that?
That part.
They saw me sing What's in Your Heart. And I said, that's such a beautiful song about Jesus. Let me just
one or two of those shut me down. I was like, never again. You never ask me. No, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be singing for my whole life up here. Like, everything depends on it.
Listen, and James know my grandma Bessie didn't play. She was a mean one.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
Don't
listen, she was one I ain't messing with. I was like, I used to always be like, she mean. What's that?
She mean. Why she so mean? Yeah. But listen, I learned how to act right, and I learned how to sing that song and get up there, act like I got some sense.
Right. Exactly.
We do have a comment. It says, Miss Tina, just know that your inspirational voice is heard everywhere. We are all here rooting you on, not just your circle. I'm all the way in Texas and love you. And this is from Minister Carisha. This is one of my sisters. This is a different sister who is a minister down in Texas. And she does a lot of podcasts with single and ministry and just about your life. So I'll definitely send over your information, because I know, listen, she is a gospel music head. Like, it ain't nobody we had on here that she be like, oh, I know who that is. Oh, I got their songs and stuff. So that's why she been on here. So listen, this been your number one fan. She been yelling, Tina. Tina is, listen, she said Tina is that girl. And she said, you must be living under a rock, James. So
I know. I know.
So you have fans and you have community more than you know, and I want to thank you and acknowledge you for that. And you can really feel through your beautiful soul and through your music who you are and what you're here to say.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
How have you managed to stay so spiritually grounded in an industry that, sometimes can pull people away from their purpose?
So I will say it's been tough to go and a little scary. So like I've met some people in the industry and they like, yeah, so and so and so and so. That ain't what you think it is. Or behind closed doors, some of my band members that have played with some of these artists that we know. I wouldn't dare call her name, but they be like, yeah, them rehearsals be something else. So she did not say that. Like, she did, and slap off stage. And I'd be clicking my pearls like, in my mind, they are next to Jesus. And so you can't tell me nothing. Don't tell me about nobody like that. Don't do you about to break my whole heart. So I would say it was scary, but I felt like what's scarier is trying to do R&B or do secular music. I knew early, this ain't my thing right here. Because I can't be on stage half naked. That ain't gonna be me. I can't do it. My mama, I don't know what she doing. My daddy be like, I don't know what she doing. My husband gonna be like, shut this down immediately. So, I can't be a mama.
Right.
It ain't gonna, nope, that ain't gonna. And so, this is not my calling. It is not. And I'm just fearful of what that, and I know I live in fear, and maybe I shouldn't be fearful, but I think what we see today is like, oh my, if that's what you gotta do, yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah.
I'm a pass on that. I'm a pass.
Yeah, I'm definitely with you. Have there ever been any moments that have essentially tested your faith?
Yeah. So one of the moments was when I was kind of at a standstill music-wise. I hadn't written anything in a while, hadn't recorded anything in a while, but I feel like life was life, and so I was a wife, a new mom, still had my child care center. It was a lot. I was doing a lot, and I really felt overwhelmed to the point where I was like, well, maybe I'm chasing a dream that's not me. Maybe it's not for me. I just don't have time. And honestly, that's where my song Created from. Probably the quickest song I ever, but it was really a conversation between me and God. And he was like, I see you, and I know you're feeling overwhelmed with all the things of life, but be clear that I created you to worship me. That's your number one job on this earth, is honor me and worship me. If you do that, I got it crossed.
Yeah.
And that's the song Created came from. But that was those touch and go, very trying moments. Like, I'm not sure if I want to do it anymore. It's taking a lot from family. I don't have time, and it just felt super overwhelming. But it was such a calm that came over me when I wrote the song, and I was like, you got it. I wrote it, I recorded it, I put it down, and I came back and listened to it a couple of months later. And very rarely do I listen to myself play, sing or whatever. I usually don't go back and listen to it often. But I went back and listened to it this particular day. It just came out of nowhere. And out of the tears, it was out of my experience. Somebody else was singing the song and ministering it. But I said, okay, I hear you, God. I hear you. If it'll bless me like this, I feel like there's somebody else out there. Absolutely. It could bless. So we're gonna keep pushing. We're gonna go forward, regardless of what it looks like around me. We're gonna pull this team together. And so it's the crazy part. A lot of my team, none of them really know a lot about music and producing and managing and all the things. We're figuring it out as we go. But we don't.
but you know what? Sometimes that's the best thing, though.
Yeah.
And what really matters is you're all on the same page. Like, you're all on the same page, and you're working together for one common accord. Like, that's really all that matters. Like, and one would never know that nobody knows anything about this stuff, because, man, listen, that Let Me Tell It.
Listen, we had a comment right here. It said, "Cause Let Me Tell It will always be my anthem."
like with Let Me Tell It, it really sounds like you were coming from a place of testimony. Like, what story were you telling with that?
So you know what? I can take no credit for the lyrics of the song. That was written by Marcus Divine. I think you guys had him on last week.
Here.
That's my bro. That's my heart.
Marcus Divine, he was just on the platform last week, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Marcus.
2 weeks ago. We just had him on. Or was that last week?
And Marcus's YouTube family. He's been on a couple times now.
Yeah, he's amazing. He's amazing. So
we love him.
He produced it. My cousin put us together. I drove. We drove up to Detroit. Stayed a weekend. Recorded Let Me Tell It. He did a remix for a song that I had recorded earlier called Good News. So there's the Good News original, and then there's the Good News remix with the Marcus speak on it. So we did that, and when I tell you, we've been like ever since, because he's more than just a producer. He became a friend, and now like fam. We're fam. He has been a great instrument, in helping. So it was really his story to tell, and I tell the story all the time. He sent me a couple songs. He said, "Hey, sis, listen to. I think this is going to be in your wheelhouse." So I listened to it, and I was like, "It's all right. I don't really think it's sweet out." Then listening back to it another, like a week or so later, and I was like, "Wait a minute, oh no, I get it. I get it now. I get it now." And I called him, and I was like, "That's something Tell It that you sent me. I think I do want to do that. I think that is me." He was like, "Yeah, I know." Like he was waiting on me to call him back and say, "Let's do it." So, okay, you was right. You was right. So, I tell you, I love him for that. He the same all the time.
From Good News to Create It to Let Me Tell It, like you have some serious hits on your hands. Like I think it's amazing. I think you do a beautiful job just on arranging your songs and your vocal ability, and just the overall process of you putting these projects together. What is the future looking like just in terms of new music and that sort of thing?
Yeah. So honestly, funny thing, Marcus was just down here in Charlotte. So I'm from Charlotte. Originally from Greensboro, but here in Charlotte now. Marcus was here. He got my studio set back up. So I'm ready to start back recording. I've been working on this project and pushing it to the side, but the year of completion is now. It's now. So we got to get it done. We got to get it done. So we have about 4 more songs to record. In the meantime, in between time, I'm actually working on doing some tours just around the North Carolina area or wherever it may lead. Call me. I'm available. So, I've been singing a long time. So I didn't sing at every pastor's anniversary, all of the church anniversaries, choir anniversaries. So now I'm calling them back. Like, you remember that time I came?
That one time.
Right.
So I need to come back. We need to run it back. But I need to bring my music, and I'm gonna bring my band and all the things. So I'm putting my calls in now. So we're trying to get all that set up. So I'm super excited about that. I really am. So that's in the.
Yeah, I think it's amazing. It's definitely something, that we are absolutely looking forward to. So I can't wait until that new music comes out. And just to know that Marcus Divine is a part of it.
They got the stamp on it right there.
Come on.
That's the stamp of approval right there. So I can't wait till that comes. But kind of looking at, some of the other things that, you have been really big on, things like mentorship, just, overall impact and legacy. Like you have also been, a vocal coach and a mentor. Like, why is it important for you to pour into other people, into other artists?
Because you know what? I feel like when I was growing up, and though I feel like I knew I wanted to do music, unfortunately, my immediate family, nobody was musically talented. It's all like grandma, auntie, uncles, cousins. They all have it. So my family, I don't think they really knew what to do with me. Be like, we know she like to sing, but now what? There wasn't social media, so that wasn't an option. It's kind of like you had to know somebody that knew somebody that knew somebody. So if I somebody else kind of skipped some of the steps that I had to go through, I am here for it. I am
Absolutely.
here for it. And I don't take those moments back for anything because it made up who I am and my DNA. But I would love, to help somebody else out, and say, hey, you don't have to do it this way. You can do it this way. This is the easier way. This is the simpler way. And keep pushing. Like, don't quit. But I think it's super important to always reach back and pull somebody up. Always.
Absolutely. Like, what type of advice do you offer, to young artists who are trying to find their voice, musically and spiritually?
Yeah. So I actually work with a lot of young people, and my thing is always, everybody want to sound like everybody on the radio, and I'm like, yeah, we already got that. We good. Find your voice, and be you, authentically you, your sound, because your sound is what the world is missing.
Mm-hmm.
Got the other stuff. We want to hear yours, and so, but sometimes that takes development, and it takes maturing, and it takes growing to find out what your sound is. We have been so busy trying to emulate other people because we're thinking that's where it's at. But finding the courage inside to say, what I have inside is important too. And it's just as great, it's just as needed. And walking in that, owning it and walking into it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. When it's all said and done, what do you want Tina Ratliff's legacy to be?
That she loves to love people. I am absolutely by nature a caregiver, and I try to remain as humble as possible. Again, I realize I am absolutely nothing without God. I'm absolutely nothing without those that have given me a hand up, that have showed me the way, that have helped me do things, that have been supportive. So it's always important that I serve and that I give back to others. I feel like that's just who Tina is. She is a lover of people, and I genuinely care about people. That's probably the biggest thing. That she's a comedian, that she's silly, all those things. She worked with children forever are great, but that she loves to love people, and she loves to take time with people.
I love it. So my last question, beyond the music, who is Tina?
Yeah, I really am. I'm low key probably in my other life. Should probably been a comedian, but I'm a happy-go-lucky person. Who you see today is who I am tomorrow. Who I am next week. I'm the same. I love what I do. I love music. I love children. I love my family. I just feel like I am love. That's really what I am, and I'm never too. I never feel like I'm ever too big, reach somebody, or to take time out. I think it's so important. People, I feel like everybody wants to be seen and heard in some form or fashion, right?
Absolutely.
And I remain conscious of that because I think that's super important. I think sometimes that can save somebody's life. We never know how that one moment impacts his life and turns his life around. And so,
absolutely.
Yeah.
I think with everything that you do, through your purpose, through your passion, all the things that you're doing to help the next person who is coming up, the mentorship, the vocal coaching, all the information and advice that you're giving people, like that helps tremendously, in an atmosphere where it's hard to get that kind of stuff. It's hard to get that kind of love. It's hard to get that kind of, amongst your peers, because so many people are worried about the next person taking their spot or that sort of thing. We need people like you in this industry. Like, you are here for a purpose, you're here for a calling, and you are doing amazing by others. You're doing amazing by yourself, and you're doing amazing by God.
Absolutely.
Which is the ultimate.
Absolutely.
It's been amazing having you here on the platform. I knew when I talked to you on the phone 3 weeks ago, I said, yeah, we need her on the platform. We absolutely need her on the platform. I love to talk to people before I actually, obviously invite them onto the platform, because you want to see where people's heads are.
Right.
And, again, Cat Queen and I, we have an idea. We already know what we want to present to the culture and to the viewers of the podcast, and, the people that we keep in our circle and whatnot. And we are very cautious and meticulous about who we have in our own spaces.
Absolutely.
Just the thing, we're very cautious and meticulous about who we bring on to the platform. There's a lot of stuff that is offered to me that I don't take, because I'm just like, it's not good for our platform. It's not good for the brand. It's not good for what we're trying to push. It's not good for where we feel like the culture should be going. It's a lot of stuff that goes into it. But I knew when I talked to you again, like, 2-3 weeks ago, and I was in Walmart, because the thing is, what people don't know about me, well, most people who know me, they do know, but I'm always working. I'm always doing something. I am super multitasking. Like, I was setting stuff up for the stream and all of that stuff while I was in Walmart on the phone while I was talking. And I was working, because I do delivery for Walmart.
Hardest working man in media.
I am always moving. I'm always in motion. And I love to bring people on who are working the same, like they're working at pursuing their passion and, pursuing their life's mission, and, pursuing the mission of God and that sort of thing. But like, you just are, like, your spirit is good. When we set our interviews up and we set our conversations up, they are just that, conversations. So we generally don't even call them interviews, because to me, interviews, like they're pre-planned, and you kind of have your questions already, and you know what you're going to ask. And we like to just be able to talk off the top of our heads and really see where you are in your life and in your mission and your goals and that sort of thing. And there's so many people who love you for who you are and what you bring to the table.
As we can see, listen, as we can see, all these you have
comments that are coming up on the screen. Listen,
so
I love
many
you.
comments,
I
so
love
many
you.
viewers. Thank you to all the different people that are supporting Tina, and in turn are supporting us. So thank you so much. I did want to read one last comment.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
It said, when you use your talents to the glory of God, He will make sure whatever you are doing will do what He wants to do with it, and will affect who He wants it to. So yeah, that's what we just said. Walking in your purpose and using your gifts. That, I think, that has been the main theme of the night. You have so many supporters that are here, and you have some new supporters. Can you please let everybody know how and where they can support you?
So you guys can find me. I'm on Instagram, on Facebook, Tina Ratliff, on platforms like Spotify, Apple, YouTube. It's Tina Surgeon Ratliff. Tina, Tina, Surgeon, just like the doc, SURGN, Ratliff, RATLIFF. So y'all please go download the music. Let me know what you think about it, how it prayerfully it blesses you. If it does, please let me know that. I love to hear the good feedback. I'm just grateful for every opportunity. So thank y'all so much.
Tina is absolutely amazing. She is gifted and divinely anointed with purpose. Her impact in the world will be revolutionary because of her passion, her love, and her love for the Lord. Oh, that is such an amazing comment. You are just so blessed. Thank you so much for this interview and being here with us and blessing us.
Absolutely. Thank y'all for having me. It's been an honor.
Now, I know in the very beginning you agreed to bring the coleslaw, but now you're going to have to top the banana pudding, because
we got
see, banana pudding is usually my thing. That's my too. But now I got
look,
the former fat boy and me will take both pans of banana pudding.
Sounds like a plan, James.
Say less. That's how I do. That's my thing.
Now, listen, I'm tremendously grateful to you because, again, we handpick everybody that we bring here on the platform, and we want to have people here on the platform that we think, really champion the mission that we have, in serving, the urban community and the urban culture. So thank you so much for coming on. Mr. Ron Lefford, thank you so much, for the introduction.
You, Ron. Yeah.
Thank you, Ron.
Benjamin, thank you so much, for having Dasia on. These conversations live permanently on our website, so they are going to be constantly streaming across YouTube. So people are going to continue to see you and continue to see you and continue to see you. And you are a UGD family now, so you will be back because listen, we're going to trade in if we're going to get win. So you will be back. At your convenience, though, when you feel like you are able and when it is necessary, there is no red tape. All you got to do is send us a message, or Ron Lefford will let us know, or whomever. But just say the word, and we will get you on whenever you would like.
Absolutely.
You pushing your material out, but thank you so much for coming.
Thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it. It's been a pleasure, a complete honor. I thank you for taking the time out and allowing me on your platform to talk about what I love.
Yeah. And listen, and like I said, we're going to do it again. So thank you. Okay. You have a good night.
Absolutely. Y'all too. Bye, y'all.
Listen, she has the people in the building. They are going crazy for Tina. Wow. This is crazy.
I appreciate everybody who is here, everybody that's been in the comments. Again, Ron Lefford, Courtney Benjamin, everybody that's been in the comments. And like you said, it's a lot of new people in here too.
A lot of new people.
This is really, really dope. Make sure that you guys continue to check us out. Week by week, we continue to have.
Yes, make sure you subscribe. All the people on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button so that you'll be notified and you'll be able to see all our shows and all our interviews.
Absolutely. All right, Cat Queen.
Listen, now we
I'm gonna slide out of here for 1 second. I just need to grab a charger real quick.
Okay. We got some new subscriptions. So guys, we had 2 tremendous interviews. Definitely moved the room. We went a little over our time, so we're just going to do a little bit of Cat Got Your Tongue. So as we talked about earlier, we're going to get into all things Oscars. So if anybody watched the Oscars, anybody have some movie recommendations or some snubs or anything that they want to talk about, we're going to get into that a little bit. As you
get
guys get into it, yeah. Thank you guys. We're getting so many people saying great interviews and they're going to subscribe. Thank you guys so much for the support.
Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much. Yes. We need that.
Yes. So guys, there were some snubs, there was some love, there was a lot of things going on with the Oscars night. And as you guys know, one of the biggest, winners and also a little bit of upsets was the movie Sinners. So if you guys watched that movie, you guys know star-studded cast. And I think they had the most nominations in Oscar history. So it was really, really big. I think they had about 16 nominations. 16 it was 16. Yep. So they had so many. But they only took home 4 awards, which was very, it was very crazy, very surprising. With the biggest award of the night was what everybody was talking about, who was going to win the Best Actor award, lead actor. And it was really, really between Michael B. Jordan and Toyota Chevrolet. Okay. I mean Timothy Chalamet. Yeah, that was the 2 going head to head, with Michael B. playing 2 different roles in Sinners and Timothy Chalamet playing the main character in Marty Supreme. Yeah. And actually, as we know, Michael B. Jordan won. He joins the 6 or 7 Black male actors that have won an Oscar. Yeah. Will Smith, Sidney Poitier.
Yeah, he's number 6.
It's really, really amazing. But it was a lot that led up to the Oscars and the upset, because as you remember, a few days before the Oscars, Timothy Chalamet did an interview famous interview where he was with Matthew McConaughey, and he had some negative stuff to say about theater and ballet.
Yeah.
He said theater, ballet, and opera and those type of things are old and no one pays attention and no one really cares. And I'm glad I'm a movie star and I'm not in one of those dying genres. I cannot believe I know his PR person was back there like, I'm going to break your little neck. Because what would make you say that? Knowing very well that a lot of these the Oscar voters and a lot of the people that are supporters of all the arts. So a lot of them are, have contracts with American Ballet Company and different theaters, and it's so sad because he started in theater. He was a theater kid.
Yeah.
So it just really, really is baffling that he would say something so sinister, just put his foot right in his mouth right before Oscars.
But I feel like somebody said, like, didn't his mother have something to do with ballet too, though?
His mother is a ballerina, and his sister, and a lot of his families, and they still have a lot of stake in a lot of ballet companies. They still frequent the ballet and are major donors into this. So it really is a slap in the face if your mom, your sister, your auntie, all the women, and keep in mind his mom and his aunts use their connections to get him where he needs to be. What would make you say that? And then also the Black ballerina, if you guys know, Misty Copeland, she recently retired in December, and she did a campaign promotion for Marty Supreme. So she was very upset because she said, why would you have me support your movie if you're just going to talk down on my genre? So if you guys didn't catch, Misty Copeland got a hip replacement in December. After all the years, 12 years as being a prima ballerina, took a toll on her body. She had a hip replacement in December. Do y'all know that she got up on stage and performed with the cast of Sinners?
Okay. I saw that.
She was right there, and guess who was front row looking like this, stank face?
Yeah.
Timothy Chalamet. He was just looking crazy. Sitting next to a Kardashian. Y'all know he goes with Kylie Jenner now. That's his girlfriend. Yeah, so a lot of people are speculating that he is now going to make his shift into a MAGA person, because we know the Kardashians are very much into the Trump supporting. And he's really turning his back on his audience, which was women, the gays, the theys, the young boys and girls, the people in the arts. So it just really is baffling that he would turn his back on it. But it was so funny seeing all the the people from Sinners and Misty, and they got a standing ovation for their performance, and then for them to then win the award that he was working this whole season to try to champion himself for this Oscar. And then even though I don't believe that his comments would have changed, I think Michael B. Jordan definitely deserved that Oscar.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And it's terrible. I just cannot believe that he said those things. But he showed up with a terrible haircut. He was just looking like he wasn't looking his best. I mean, they were saying that wasn't an Oscar-winning look. He's getting a little older. He's coming in his 30s. His face is getting a little fuller. So there. Listen, I ain't the one that said it. They said it online. Don't come at Kent. They say this is just what this is what I heard in the streets. But they said that his lips are fading. They claim his lips are fading, so he's trying to switch his audience into more a white male, that type of space. So it's going to be interesting to see, within the next year, what kind of projects he's going to take on to try to mitigate this, because it was a tremendous loss. I think he would have walked home with something had he not really put his foot in his mouth and really was just very I've heard of, and this is allegedly, guys, that he's been very arrogant. Also, Sarah Paulson, who from American Horror Stories and stuff, she recently was on a podcast and told a story about how he came up to her. She was having lunch with some other actresses, older actresses that have been in the field for years, and here come Timothy walking up to the table, and she said he took a cookie off her plate and started eating it. And she said, excuse me, because Sarah Paulson said, I don't play about my cookies. And she said, "Why did you do that?" And he said, "Because I can." So that really just showed what type of person he is. So I think that, sometimes people have to learn lessons, and it might be a hard lesson, so
Yeah,
less on him and
time will
more
tell.
on the cast of sinners. Ryan Coogler, amazing. Guys,
Yeah,
he actually had a guitar and a
yeah,
treble clef
uh-huh,
braided into his hair. Like, when I say that's culture right there, that is culture.
yeah,
He went home with the best director award. And if you watched him in the audience, his wife is an ASL interpreter. So the whole night he's telling people, "I love you." He's signing to them, "Thank you." And I think that was a great representation for not only Black
yeah,
culture, deaf culture, hard of hearing, nonverbal culture, because my daughter is nonverbal, so they sometimes use sign language. I think that he is really transcending so many different things at so many different times that I can't even keep up. Style,
absolutely.
influence, music, and then the performance that they had with Buddy Guy, and the cast, and they had the whole cast. If you watch the performance, the whole cast can be seen throughout the performance. It was truly amazing to see. So
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it. I never really watched the Oscars. It's not really
yeah, I
my
was gonna.
thing. And I usually skim through award shows. Like, I usually wait till the next day when it's on Hulu or something that I could kind of fast forward through and see. But it definitely was a lot of good and bad moments. We have your girl Tiana Taylor getting into it with a security guard on the red carpet. And the Oscars has come out and given her a formal apology for that. But a lot of people said, and this is speculation and alleged, that her behavior was very, they just said she was really loud. She was, when somebody be laughing and they be hitting you on the back, and they said she knocked somebody over, and they was like, "Whoa!" Like, they said she was just really um just in her mode that night. Her and Leo were hanging out. They were close. Her and
Yeah,
Leonardo DiCaprio were like, they was buddies all
yeah.
night. And he got 1,000 memes because he was making all kind of faces and stuff. And y'all, they just said, "Now y'all ain't hear this from me." They said they found out how to unbig Leonardo DiCaprio's head. Now, if y'all see them,
Oh,
if y'all see him at the last award
you done
show,
made me pop something about that. I'm like,
now, at the last award show, his head, I'm telling you, people been talking about this for years. Like, why is his head so meaty? Like, what is, it's just getting
oh
wider, bigger
man.
as the years go, because he ain't look like that on Titanic. So he heard the feedback,
Well,
and
you
we
gotta
went.
admit, Titanic was 35 years ago, 30 years ago.
Yes,
Yeah,
and it's funny because people are saying, that's what happened with him when he was a young heartthrob, just like Timothy Chalamet. He had to kind of switch over, because they don't look like that forever. But y'all, we got handsome Leo back. Now, I'm telling y'all, Leonardo DiCaprio was He was. I said, okay, Leo, I see you. So it was just interesting because, I mean, the last couple of award shows, people have been talking about how big they, like, I even seen a poll, how big is Leo's head gonna get? So I don't know what it was, but allegedly, and this is just what I heard on the streets, it's not me. There may be some type of GLP-1 or some peptides or some medication going, which a lot of if you saw, if a breeze, if some wind, a brisk wind blew through the Oscar red carpet, all them actresses would have been gone. Did you see how thin they are? They are just
yeah.
thin, and it's going back to the 90s thin, and it's actually getting a little scary, guys. So I just don't know what's going on. I missed the 2016 body positivity movement, but yeah, it just, I saw a lot of rib bones and sternums and all kind of stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see how the red carpet culture is shifting, because
Uh,
before it was curves, it was voluptuous, it was body positivity.
right.
Now it seems like everybody is slim and trim. So we're going to keep our eyes on the different award seasons and report back.
Yeah, I usually don't watch either. But I was on Indie Artist Reveal Worldwide on Monday,
Hmm.
and we was talking
Yes, great
about
show.
because I didn't watch it Sunday. I had to go back and actually watch it. And I was happy for Michael B. Jordan. I was happy for him. And although Tiana didn't win, like, she was gracious and she was like supportive of all the winners, which I thought was super dope.
She looks so beautiful, and like she just in these different spaces, and I just wish so much more for her, and then just the people that are really doing their thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So
the only upset was Delroy, though. Now they could have gave my boy Delroy, and Sean Penn didn't even come to the
right.
Oh man. They said Sean Penn don't care about. I guess this is before my time, but I guess he has some kind of gripe with the Oscars that goes years.
I'm gonna have to look back and see about that.
That's what someone alleged, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But they said that he famously was saying he was not coming to the Oscars, and he the movie he did stands for itself and whatever. So it just is interesting that he won the award, and like somebody joked about it, like, oh, Sean wasn't coming or something they said on stage when they was getting his awards. But Delroy definitely, when I say he deserved that, he definitely deserved it, but I'm glad that he has gotten some other awards and getting the shine that he needs, because these artists are important for the culture.
Absolutely.
Some may say they're transcending the culture.
That part, definitely.
But that's all I got for y'all tonight on Cat Got Your Time.
Listen, good report back. I appreciate you, cuz. I appreciate our guests for tonight, Dasia Gorbea, and also Tina Ratliff. I think two amazing guests. We had some great conversations. If you missed those conversations, you can definitely go back and rewatch this episode. It lives on the website permanently. We'll constantly be streaming on YouTube. We'll get some clips up, clips done for
it. And if you missed any part of the show, you can always go on YouTube and go back and rewatch. Absolutely. So don't forget.
Absolutely. We both, I think I speak for us both when I say we really appreciate all of you who have been here on the stream, all the people who were in the comments tonight. It was like an overload. Like, definitely, I think it was amazing. I appreciate you guys so much for being on the podcast with us tonight. Definitely a good show. Make sure that you guys follow us. I am James Grant on all platforms. You can also get me at Authentically James on YouTube, and then of course we have the Transcending The Culture on Instagram. Or I'm sorry, I said Authentically James on Instagram. But then you can get UGD Podcast Radio and Transcending The Culture both on Instagram. Make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel on YouTube. We can't stress that enough. Make sure that you subscribe to the network and hit the notification bell so that you get notifications of when we go live and when we post new material. We will have a lot more coming up. Soap Dish is back this weekend. We will be breaking down Beyond the Gates. We are back this Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so you definitely do not want to miss that. We are prepping for next week's Transcendent Culture, so we'll be getting that information to you as well. Whole lot of stuff going on. New platforms arising on the network, so definitely be in watch. Let me see, am I missing anything else? You guys, I know I have been posting on Instagram. If you've been following, then you should have seen some of the posts that I put up in regards to the mobile community, mobile network. You can definitely join that. Area code 216-208-6180. Just send a text message, say you want in, and you will then be notified through our mobile community of the things that we have going on, things that are going to be coming up. This is free. This is all free. So, and we do not bombard with messages and all that jazz. I think I have maybe sent only 2 messages this week because we had a lot of streams going on. But we do not bombard with messages. Nobody else gets your contact information, so nobody will have your number. But it gives you instant access to us. You can send us text messages through the mobile community, and we will get them. Nobody else gets them, so you don't have to worry about any of that. And then we will be offering exclusives. We have a merch line coming, so we'll be giving away stuff through the mobile community. It's going to be a whole lot happening through that mobile text community. So if you want to be privy to all that's going to be going on, send us a text message, 216-208-6180. Again, that is 216-208-6180. And that'll get you in. That's my piece. What you got, Kat?
Just follow me on all platforms at Cat Queen, just like my name, and then you can get me on Instagram at Cat Gotcha. Keep looking out. We're going to be posting some more information about the Legend Awards coming up next month.
Absolutely.
And that's really all that I have. Just keep watching.
All right, y'all. Well, again, we appreciate you guys. Make sure that you like, make sure that you subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we will see you definitely Sunday, maybe somewhere in between. And next Wednesday, we'll be back with another episode of Transcending the Culture. I am James.
Another banger.
Queen,
I'm
and
Kat.
we are out of here.
Bye.
Bye.